Welcome on back to Baseless Claims, our bi-weekly casual talk fest with topics and stories that we've stumbled upon in our real lives. We're always open for more suggestions and topics, so go ahead and leave a comment wherever you may be viewing this. And without further ado, I'm Taylor.
I'm Tori.
I'm Tyler.
I was really close that time, too.
You're getting better every time.
I'm getting better every time.
I like it.
Well, you didn't read it completely correctly.
I'd ad-lib it sometime.
Will someone explain to me what the fuck memes are? I want to discuss what the fuck a meme even is in this day and age, all right? In 2018...
It's a deep-fried nothingness.
Yeah,
That's what memes are.
it's an existential detached...
It's secret.
Just-
All memes are cries for help in some capacity.
Yep, absolutely.
All memes are made with like the "I'm dying inside and someone needs to know." LOL. Like
So,
memes are basically attaching LOL to
the end of like a suicide note.
Yeah.
No.
Because every time someone's like, oh, I got this meme to show you, it's like, the fuck did I just watch?
Obscure as shit. I love it. It's like we're getting into like, it's like almost a renaissance of memes. It's like we were in the traditional age where people were just painting like, it was like folk art. People were just painting houses and shit, like basic shit you see in your everyday life.
And the
now
meme
we're getting
equivalent-
into the abstract.
Yeah, and the meme equivalent would be like, Science Cat that said, I would have gotten you flowers, but I haven't bought any. And
Yeah.
now you get to the new memes where it's just like a distorted picture of a toilet that says, would you take a shit for $5 billion?
That's a meme Tyler would absolutely be on board with. That's something I would absolutely
As
get
long
sent
as
to
it
me
had
at 1 in the morning.
crying face emoji on it. And it was deep fried and it just said like for iPhone 6. Absolutely.
Is this because, are you asking because we were checking out r/YouTube haikus before the podcast?
I'm just asking because this is like I have this topic written down for like months, and it's just because Tyler sends me the most obscure shit, and then like if I'm ever, if I ever stumble upon one, it's like there's not even context for any
none.
of this. It's just like, but somehow the collective internet understands.
Oh yeah, we get it.
I love the expanding brain meme that I sent you once upon a time and then shared with you of like the
Blow your load, hit the road, and then it like extends to.
Yeah, it starts with hit it and quit it, and then it just keeps going and going until it eventually gets to what's the last one again? It's like spread your seed and then proceed or something like that.
Are you questioning this because I sent you the one meme? You might have to throw it on screen for it to make any sense whatsoever. But of the Crusades. Federico, you've missed the Holy Land. We're not aiming for the Holy Land. And then it's like the sack of Constantinople.
Oh God, I just don't understand. Like, as much as I love them, I just want to like deconstruct it. My brain wants to deconstruct it and figure out what the fuck.
There's a really good website called knowyourmeme.com that actually does a pretty good job of explaining like where memes came from.
Like
there was
even like obscure branches.
Yeah, even obscure shit like that.
I mean, the most it can do is identify the source. Like
yeah,
it doesn't
so
get
at least
to the
you,
why.
Yeah, at least
It just
you
gives
know
a
like
source.
where it came from, so you can kind of piece together for yourself, what it means. Like I saw one where like someone was like talking about Super Smash Brothers, like the new one. They're like, man, I hope there's a better character that doesn't commit tax fraud. Fucking Yoshi. And I was like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? So I Googled it, and apparently there was a Tumblr post where there was a video on YouTube called like 64 reasons why Yoshi sucks or whatever. And then the next post underneath it was all 64 mentions of the word nothing. And the next post was like 37, Yoshi commits tax fraud. And that's where the meme was born.
What the fuck?
Right?
I just thought I'd try to understand.
Do we know? Does Yoshi commit tax fraud?
I don't know.
I think the conspiracy's part 2. Welcome, boys. Well, I gathered you here under the watchful eye of executive producer J.J. Abrams.
That was
for audio
the
listeners.
Tantalizing thing to bring you back for all 10 viewers that we had last time.
Oh, yeah. The big numbers.
We got executive producer J.J. Abrams. I have the certificate of authentication tucked beneath the picture. This is a real hand-signed photograph of J.J. fucking Abrams.
Executive producer.
No, this is
JJ.
director J.J.
Yeah,
Abrams.
on the set of The Force Awakens.
Yeah, that's pretty.
You might remember it, the 2003 smash hit.
Rip Tom Hanks.
You rip Tom Hanks. we'll try and bring him back in some form or another, but till then.
Until then,
Till
Tom.
then, we must move on.
Until our next rodeo, Tom. I tip my hat to you.
Just a wizard.
Have you guys ever made a meme?
Yeah.
Tyler makes memes. Yeah,
What was
I've
What was
not
your
made good
first
ones.
meme that you've ever made? Do you remember?
I remember I submitted something to what was it? What was that app that we had, Tori, in like 7th grade?
Funny Pics?
Funny Pics. I remember I submitted something on Funny Pics, and it was the sarcastic Wonka.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the condescending Wonka.
Yep.
That was the first meme I had ever made, and it was about tap out shirts. And I remember it getting like 600 upvotes on Funny Pics, and I was like, looks like I'm an entrepreneur now. Like,
Yep.
it's time to start building my meme empire.
I used to make memes about Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
About me shitting a lot.
yeah. You shit a lot.
I shit a lot.
It's a good.
What can I say?
Good
I
rule
poop
of-
like, legit, I poop like 3 times a day.
And you sit on
And
Reddit
every
for a long time
poop
on
is
it,
an
too.
emergency.
I don't, it's like it fucking hits me. Like, I'll just be laying down, and it's like, yep.
I gotta go, man.
I got a jet, but now it's great because now I'm over my fear of public restrooms.
Well, there you
so
go.
now it's just like doesn't even fucking matter.
Now life's on. You're living on the highway now.
Oh yeah,
The fast lane of life.
I can poop anywhere now. I am the man who can poop anywhere.
It's the shittiest Marvel hero of all time. Literally.
It's like Slipknot from Suicide Squad. The man who can climb anything. I am the man who
oh
can
my god, that's a real.
anywhere.
man.
That was a real character.
Yeah, it
in a
was.
movie that was actually made.
Well,
In
yeah,
a movie that has a sequel coming by the same director.
can you believe it?
No.
Who the fuck put David Ayer in charge of a movie?
Again,
Again,
after the shit show that
after a
was.
phenomenal, like widely renowned to be one of the worst films ever made, and they're like, "Let's do it again, boys."
Everyone deserves a second chance, especially when we have $300 million on the line. It's all right. We'll make it back. $200 million.
They
Yeah,
absolutely
it's the industry.
fucked themselves with Justice League.
Justice League, again, tied for the 3rd most expensive film ever made.
Yeah, and
Really?
they fucked themselves with it because they spent so much money on marketing and made almost none of it back.
I don't know how, because the marketing looks like it was made by a, 6th grade graphic design class.
No. I mean, not the extent of, like, not the quality of the marketing, the extent of it.
Yeah,
they
like
had
the
been
yeah.
marketing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
for years before the movie came out. Like, they had teaser posters.
They had teaser
promotion-
posters coming up like before Batman v Superman.
Exactly. So, like, they have been pushing it forever, and then it finally came out, and it was like, and like some of you probably know, I loved Batman versus Superman, but like even watching Justice League, I was like, oh boy, this is a train that ran away. The conductor overdosed.
Yeah.
Then it derailed. Then the train caught on fire. Then it smashed through a circus. Then somehow elephants started conducting the train. Then it found its way on a transcontinental line going backwards and smashed into another train going the opposite way. Everything fell into the ocean. There was a giant oil spill in the ocean. The ocean started on fire. The coral reefs
what's
are
happening?
dead. Everything is dead. That's how bad Justice League is.
Wow.
It looked bad.
It was
I didn't
it was
see it.
bad.
Should I? No.
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 Not even, don't even give them money.
Cool. I didn't want to. God, I don't know how that they. I get it. They're trying to compete with Marvel, but they're just. And I'm not a Marvel fan at all either.
No, it's not like I don't care for either one.
But those
more
are at
than the
least
other.
movies.
They at least have a cohesive thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas, like I said, I love Batman versus Superman, but everything that came before and now after has just been like, fuck it, throw something out and see where it lands.
In my opinion, everything has been like that because I think Batman v Superman is very bad.
See, that's the perk of not consuming media, is not seeing the bad stuff too.
And also
Yeah, but now you
missing out
have
on
no
life-changing-
opinion.
Yeah, you have no opinion on it except
You
for
can
the internet's
contribute
opinion.
nothing.
Uh-huh.
You are worthless in this scenario. You are worthless in
that's
nearly
not
every scenario.
I wouldn't say that that's a really. I know.
I'd almost
I get
say
it.
we'd be
You wanna
better
feel
off
better.
without you.
Whoa. Come on, we would be. You don't have to almost say it. Good Lord.
Yikes.
Good Lord. Tyler, I want to know why you wrote down the topic inappropriate humor at awful times. Was this a scenario, or is there not a story behind this? Because if not, we can move on.
I think we should just move on because I can't even remember.
You wrote
why.
it down when when it happened, and then you.
Well, I mean, the
completely lost it.
topic before that was I'm so fucking tired, man. I can't even type.
True.
So I was tired as shit. I don't remember why I wrote it. I probably had something there. What I do want to talk about today, though, is kind of extending off. I'll get into the story, but like where I had just come from moments ago.
Oh, yeah.
Was I want to know if you guys. I'm not saying like religiously or like universally the stars align and things happen, but are there moments where you think sometimes that like, oh, this is really weird, like things either happen for a reason or you happen onto things for a specific purpose? Because where I'm coming from right now is like I had spoken in a previous podcast about 2 of my dream jobs. Both of which now I have been in contact with since, and I did nothing to get there. Like, I didn't do any, like, they were just happenstance. Like, I went to a show and met someone from April Base, and then someone had, like, I had been talking about Pixel Farm. Do you want to fucking interrupt me again?
No, I'm
Jesus
sorry.
fuck. I'm kidding. And then I had been talking to someone about Pixel Farm, and then they had just remembered that, and then were like, oh yeah, I just met someone who works there, and then they had put me in contact with them.
Jeez.
So it's just like, how the fuck did that happen?
Being in the
Almost.
right place at the right time, I guess.
Yeah, but then that's why I'm asking you guys, like, do you think there are specific almost just like moments that you are meant to encounter in your life? And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying like religiously, like,
Yeah, I get you.
there's a big old man in the sky who's buff as shit who's just pointing at things like, make it happen.
I don't know. Like, you know, there's the optimistic part of me who's like, yeah, that makes sense. I can get behind that. But then there's also the cynical side of me that's like, no, it's fucking stupid. The universe is random and chaotic just
Yeah,
because
exactly.
good things
That's
happen.
how I feel. Yeah.
Like, it's just all random. Everything's random.
You're kind of led to believe that you should think that way. Like, oh, you work hard and you be kind and things will work out and stuff like that. Like that sentiment, but I don't think so. I think it's random and like luck being that the randomness happens in your favor.
Yeah. And like, you put yourself in enough right positions to have that right time. You know what I mean? When they say being in the right place at the right time. If you put yourself in enough right places, the right time will come, and also vice versa.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because by my, like, I'm not, like, it's almost like every post-game NFL, like, ever, where
Yeah.
people are like, like, I just want to thank God for that touchdown. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, no, God has nothing to do with my audio engineering capabilities.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Right.
I'm not going to be like, man, I just want to thank God for like all of my talents and like, no.
It's all him.
Yeah, no. I'm taking credit for that one. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I've been fucking learning and working.
Yeah.
But just like, yeah, that like total randomness of just like, oh shit. Like, I mean, I just felt like I just spoke those into existence. Like I just like spoke it, and then it was like it crept its way up behind me, and then happened that today before, like just as I was about to come here, I had gotten an email like, because I had just sent one earlier today, like, hey, I'm just super interested in everything that you do. I just want to learn more. If we could contact and blah, blah, blah. And then like at 5 o'clock when I was about to come over here, they're like, hey, can you meet in Minneapolis at 5:30? And I was, from where we live,
Yeah.
like from where we live to Minneapolis, it's like 25 miles.
Yeah.
So about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And they messaged me at 5. And they're like, yeah, can you meet up at 5:30? I got like 30 minutes to spare. And I was
So
like,
you had to rush.
I fucking like twisted my ankle. Like as soon as I got that, I like started putting pants on. There was something laying on my floor. I like twisted my ankle and I'm like fucking hobbling around my house. Just like, oh God, I got to get everything and like fucking run.
Yep.
But then just like another like almost random
Oh God.
happenstance of just like things work out sometime is
Yeah.
like I was running late and I had let them know like, hey, I'm leaving from this place, so I'm about 45 minutes away. I can't get there exactly at 5:30, but I'd love to still meet up.
Yep.
And then like as I'm approaching there and it's like 5:50, so we have like 10 minutes left to talk. Like as soon as I get there, they got a text that was like, oh yeah, we're actually pushing the meeting back. We don't have to meet until 6:30.
Oh,
so it's just like,
perfect.
what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
That's
Like,
I don't know,
crazy.
man. That is good though.
right?
I'm glad you got that whole interview thingy.
Yeah, incredible. But like, that's what I want to know is like, how does this happen?
Yeah. Jeez.
Because
I
it
guess,
is truly like the last like couple months for me have just been moments like that of just like, this is odd because this feels like it shouldn't be happening because like this is something that like I dream about and then it happens and it's like, this is strange.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way when I got that initial email for Funhouse too. Honestly, like, you know, I'm sitting there just playing games or whatever, and I see the little Google notification pop up like, you've got a new email from James Willems, and I'm like, fucking what? So I went in and I read it, and he's just like, yeah, can you make this Photoshop to see if you're a good candidate? I'm like, yeah, I can. Made it in like 20 minutes. Sent it back over, and he's like, cool, when are you around for an interview? And I was like, how is this happening? What is
Yeah.
this? Like, a YouTube company based out of LA wants to hang out with a fucking nowhere Wisconsin kid who spends too much time on the internet? Sure, sign me up.
Exactly. Like things like that are just almost unbelievable when it's
Yeah.
something that you've just only been able to like, God, like that would be so cool to do that. And then all of a sudden it happens and you're like,
Okay, so this might sound weirdly sad, but I don't think that's ever like that doesn't happen to me. So maybe that's why I can't like.
attached to it yet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe your time is coming.
I doubt it.
soon. No.
Based on previous events.
Well, I mean, just because it was nothing that I had ever thought about previously, you know, like it like Taylor said, like it almost like has changed my scope of thinking, not like religiously, but like almost
Like, oh, maybe there is like maybe
things
are meant to happen.
maybe things happen for a reason. Like maybe you find yourselves in certain scenarios that you get something out of it where you're like, oh, that is strange how that just worked out.
Because anytime I try to make like a connection like that or something, you know, where I try and like put in this effort and I'm like, you never know, like maybe this could be the one shot or whatever. Like this, I can't believe it. This is too good to be true. I can't believe I'm going to meet with this person and like talk about this. And then it's like, oh yeah, that was too
But
good to
that
be
did
true.
happen with you, like with Emily Reese, and like making that documentary on.
Sort of, but that didn't really do anything. It has like 400 views and no one
It's
cares.
not about the success.
Yeah, not about
well,
the
not about
success
the
of it.
like I got
view
to make
count.
it. I got to make it, which is great, but it didn't lead like I paid money
It
to
didn't
make it.
lead
You know what I
anywhere
mean? It's
yet.
not. It's not leading me anywhere yet. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I
but
see
then
what
when
you're
it
saying.
does happen, when someone does see it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you got previous
maybe. Yeah. I hope.
because then it'll feel like that almost."
Right.
Exactly. I think that moment will come when someone sees it, when the right person sees the documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah. It's just hard to relate to it when I haven't had something like that felt that like, oh my God, this could be like a huge change and like something that really
Like,
pushes,
really changes
lets
your
me
life.
skyrocket into like, yeah. But I don't know, or maybe I'm too cynical to see it at times or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be that too. Fuck. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
was that your laptop that made that noise?
It happened one time as opposed to the first 5 episodes. You
know,
fucker.
I was gonna keep going on that bit, but you got me.
Did you just turn it down now? Oh my God. Good.
Oh, God.
Fucking Lord.
What's the next topic we should talk about?
That's what I was trying to look at.
How about to get back onto the video gaming part of the show? What's a dream game or a game that you would like to see be made? For example, I'll start with this. So
Mood Sonic.
So I was telling Tori before the show, when we were recording other stuff, that I really want to sit down and play Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories with him because it's so wildly different than any other Kingdom Hearts game.
Is it the card player one?
Oh, don't say that. Oh, I should have told you.
Now I don't want to play it.
No. You're gonna like it. I swear to God.
It's not like a card game.
It's not like Hearthstone or Yu-Gi-Oh. It's different.
It is wildly different than like a card game.
So I have a prevailing theory that if that's the first Kingdom Hearts game you play, you're still gonna like it. However, if it's not the first Kingdom Hearts game you play, you're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
So that's my prevailing theory. And if Tori likes the game, then it's more than a theory.
I've never played it.
Then it's confirmed 100% true.
Yeah, no, like I personally.
Do you not like Kingdom Hearts, Tori?
I've never played Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, like as like a concept almost, just like because it does have a stupid fucking concept.
It sounds silly.
The story is convoluted as all shit too.
Well, it's good because it's Final Fantasy characters and Disney characters.
It's good fun.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Everyone loves it.
It's just fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it does get cheesy, but I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 still.
Yeah, so I would like to see a game that uses that battle mechanic of the card game that I was that we've talked about. Tori doesn't know what that is. You, I assume, know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to see another game like that uses that kind of mechanic.
It is a really unique.
However,
mechanic.
not in the 3D battle like the remake. The remake, I think,
Was Chain of Memories not originally
for the
because I've only
PS2?
seen it on the PS4.
No, it was originally for the Game Boy Advance.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So on the Game Boy Advance, it's a flat plane, and you can kind of do a 2.5D, so you can go further into the frame and then back and then right and left, and that's your battle arena. It's very square. However, in the remake, it's a circle 360-degree, battle arena.
I've
like
seen
every
you
other,
play it.
Yeah, like every other Kingdom Hearts, right? So I want another game that's like that 2.5D flat battle arena that uses that card game mechanic. There's no other game that does anything even remotely similar.
No, I've never even heard of anything. Like when I saw that originally, I was like, that is, I mean, not something I'm necessarily into, but that's incredibly unique.
Yeah, I should really look up the history of how that game was developed because it is so just freaking out there.
Yeah, I swear to God, they must have spent a week in the desert on peyote.
Yeah, because like that's the one thing I really don't like about Kingdom Hearts, and it has nothing to do with the story or the gameplay, is that Square Enix spread those titles out to every piece of hardware you could possibly imagine, and only now when
overwhelmingly so.
Yeah, only now when it's like all condensed into one remake title.
Yeah,
for the
like
PS4.
that's a meme of just like Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 1.2, Kingdom Hearts 1.5, Kingdom Hearts 1.7 HD remakes, base boosted Ultra 4K, Bazinga boosted 2.8745.
Yeah,
you're never getting to 3.9.
Yeah, because it went from like PlayStation, Game Boy Advanced, PlayStation 2, PSP, PlayStation 4, and then there were
I forgot
the Nintendo DS games.
They put out the PSP version.
Yeah, they're just all over the place with their frickin' systems, and
well, it's like make as much fucking money off of
they
the property.
They do that with everything, don't they?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, you can say the same thing for Skyrim, though.
Well,
like,
no.
it's
The
becoming
thing about Kingdom Hearts, I guess, is I didn't convey this properly, but like the games weren't released on the same consoles. Like the Nintendo DS only had one Kingdom Hearts game.
They just kept releasing like side versions.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So like the PSP version was only on the PSP for a long time. So if you wanted to play that game, you had to get a PSP or a Nintendo DS or a Game Boy Advance or a PS4.
Only like in November.
Yeah.
That the all-encompassing, this is the total Kingdom Hearts package
before
on
3.
PS4.
Yeah, and it's like Kingdom Hearts 2.8 HD remake.
What a convoluted way to
do that. It is all over the place.
Oh boy.
Not like Skyrim where it's just like, hey, does your system have like 4 gigs of RAM? Put Skyrim on it.
Yeah, like
does your Casio calculator have a good enough processor? Can run Skyrim. Let's put it on there.
Yeah, Skyrim's just like, oh, we're like, this is a very popular game with an active community. We're going to put it on the main consoles.
Yeah.
PlayStation,
I just
Xbox.
love the meme of just more Skyrim
Yep.
like
Yeah.
remakes, just like Skyrim remastered.
But then, yeah,
and then
the same people who are like, oh my god, they're gonna put it on a fucking toaster next, are the same people that every time they release Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, they're like, oh my god, I gotta buy it again. It's like
Yeah,
that has
I
been
love-
released on literally everything.
I do love the memes of Skyrim being released on everything imaginable too, though. Like I saw a picture of it on an ATM before and I lost my shit.
I think I just love it for the idea of Todd Howard just like every time he like steps out of the shower, he like dries himself off with $100 bills and then throws them away.
Burns them.
Yeah, just like doesn't even wash them or anything, but just steps out and like throw away, washes one arm, throw away another arm.
grabs a water bottle from the
away.
fridge, opens it up, takes one sip, throws the whole thing
It's
away.
a Voss water.
Made of gold.
I don't really want to talk about what game I would dream to be making because I'm actually writing a game right now.
Oh,
that I don't want to talk
are
about.
you?
Yeah, working on that kind of.
Neat.
I don't know how to program, so
That's
that's
fine.
not a thing. But definitely working on concept and like rough designs and all that kind of stuff.
Would
so.
it be VR?
VR porn?
That'd be pretty dope.
I'd make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
No, and it's not. It is.
Damn.
I
Good
shouldn't
luck
say
ever
anything.
getting me to play it then.
How about another game that you'd like to see? Not like the game.
Okay.
From esteemed developers, Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony, and so on and so forth.
Yes, the developer Sony.
You know,
You mean a Sony first party studio?
yeah, that one. God.
Yeah. I would. Man, what do I want to see? I think I would like. Oh God, that is kind of hard.
I can tell you right now what I would want.
What do you
It's
want?
coming out in October. Red Dead Redemption. Fucking cowboy
You never
game.
even played the first one.
I want a cowboy game, and that's what it's gonna give me. And I'm
Ooh.
super pumped.
You would probably like. Oh, what is it called?
Red Dead Redemption.
No, Call of War as Gunslinger. I think you'd really like that game.
What?
It's a first-person shooter based in the Old West.
It's Call of
real
Duty,
good.
but in Spanish.
No, I'll.
You'll be here all week.
It's super like racistly titled. It's just L Call of Duty.
L Call of Duty. Yeah, I think you'd like that game. I'll show it to you sometime.
What system is it on?
PC. Well,
It's
it might
on
be on
everything.
Yeah, I think it's on Xbox as well and PS4 probably.
If they
Not
if they-
PS4, but
If they have it as like one of those download games on PS4 though, or it was ported over.
Well, let me check.
Fuck yeah, I'd
I
get
mean,
it.
we have the fucking internet.
God, that's difficult.
Oh, I've heard of that before. Call of Juarez.
Yeah, Juarez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just want like an old West game. And that's just because I've been watching Westworld. And
It says it's on the PSN.
for some reason I'm just fucking obsessed with westerns now.
I don't like it. I don't like you anymore. Bring back the old Tyler, someone please. Someone please, God. I don't know what like a good IP or something that I want to see, and like there's no like superhero stuff I really want to see. I'm always interested when developers come up with new IPs or like
Yeah, me too.
Or like you hear about a developer that gets the rights to an IP where you're like, oh, you're perfect for it.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
What's a mechanic of a game that you've played recently that you were so enthralled with that you would want a whole game based out of it, but it was only a small section of the game?
I play games for story.
Okay.
Not
That makes
for
sense.
mechanics. Yeah.
That makes sense. Like I went into the Kingdom Hearts bit of the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see is another game that uses that mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
But for story stuff, like yeah, I can understand, wanting just new stuff.
Yeah.
Like new IPs and stuff.
Yeah.
I totally resonate
Like,
with that.
Story games are my thing, and I also like I'm the kind of guy who like loves walking simulator games. The quote unquote walking simulators.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. I want Portal 3. Just make Portal 3, please. All right. Or whatever Playdead is making next.
Are they working on something right now? Do you know?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Right? Like they gotta be. Inside was a fucking hit. Limbo was a fucking hit.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Speaking of games that are coming out soon, let's check the 2018 release calendar for games.
I think that's going to take way too much time.
That's
That's going to take way too much time.
I mean,
what
we
is
can.
something
Go ahead.
that like, because I had just kind of like realized the other day with just quote unquote adult things, just like payments and like banking and taxes and shit. Like I'd come to the.
I'm getting anxious. Please stop.
I'd come to the conclusion of just like, oh, this doesn't like actually get easier or anything. You just get used to it. And, like it's just like an accepted like, fuck. Okay, son of a bitch. And like for no one is it easy. And I think that was a super calming thing for me, was just no one said it's easy, and no one is just like understands it completely. I think everyone just bullshits their understanding of it.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's an accepted fact.
Yeah,
of just,
you just can't keep complaining about it the whole time.
Yeah, but then I had someone the other day, almost like in just the most condescending way, just like, yeah, well, this is what being an adult is like. And they're like 23. I'm 22.
Yeah.
And they were like they just like acted like I had like just got out of like fucking sophomore year of high school. Like, oh yeah, just wait until you're doing this. And I was just like, I've already lived in an apartment and paid rent. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, you don't have to fucking like explain this to me like I'm a child. Like, I fucking get it.
Everyone wants to like believe that the way that they are doing adult stuff is always harder than the way that you're doing it.
Oh yeah.
No matter what.
And that goes with like fucking 60-year-olds or this 23-year-old.
Yep, it doesn't matter, but everyone wants to believe like, yeah, well, I have it harder. And anything that I've gotten,
lucky.
I earned.
I try to avoid those people as much as possible.
Oh yeah,
that are
fucking hate
always trying to one up you about the trouble that they're having, or always trying to just one up in general.
Those are the type of people, like Tyler. Whenever I brought up the types of people who are like, well, actually, you'd be surprised. It's those types of people.
Yep.
They're always trying to, no matter what you say, they will make shit up in front of you to one up you.
Yep.
Yeah, well, one time, like, I mean, my taxes got really fucked up, and like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's fucking irritating because to me, it's just,
it's like they're trying to invalidate your stresses by trying to show you that there are more stressful things out there, but that's not how stress works. Like,
no, like that's just gonna make it worse. The thing is, like, when you want to vent, because venting just feels good. Sometimes you just want to like, let me just bitch. I'll even try to make it funny for you. I'm not just gonna complain and be down on myself. Just let me bitch for 5 minutes and just go, yeah, that sucks. Don't sit and go,
well, you think you have it bad?
oh, okay, all right. Like, you get that shit from like parents and grandparents where it's like, oh my god, you're in college. When I was in college, we didn't have computers and stuff to do all of our work for us. Like, oh yeah, I don't do anything as a student because computers.
They think computers work like this, where you just go on Google and you're like, okay, write paper. And then you hit enter, and then you have your paper typed. And it's like, awesome.
To be fair, if you know your way around the internet, you could probably find a service that
you
would
could
do
fucking
that.
pay someone to write your paper, but that costs money, and that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's ridiculous. Like that kind of shit pisses me off. Or like it'll be stuff like my grandparents will like give me like advice about college life, and I'm like, you never went to college.
And welcome
Who
to
the fuck are you?
Welcome to the Jaded Millennial portion of the podcast, everybody. We
I
knew it was coming.
I love the Jaded Millennial portion of anything. Going back to memes, Jaded Millennials. That's where memes come from.
That's fair.
Are just people who are just fed up with everything, and they're just like pouring their entire bitterness into
That would
a
be
meme.
funny. Some pasteurized fucking bread photos.
Because it's dumb and it's time consuming, so it's just like, this is kind of funny.
Yeah. Just like the complete lack of understanding. Like if anything that wasn't around when they were a kid, it's like invalid and the world should have remained there with them or whatever. Because, you know, just an example. This isn't, I know that this is kind of your realm, so this doesn't like need to be a rant or something like that. But when people are like, well, I don't understand. What, you just like to watch people play video games or like whatever on like Twitch streamers or whatever? And it's like, and then 2 minutes later, you'll walk over and go to the fucking grocery store and buy a foam brick so you can throw it at your TV when your sports team doesn't play as good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, that's the same shit.
That's my team, though. It's my team from my city. My team.
Sometimes I like teams that I've never been to the city, but their colors are cool.
And they're winning a lot.
Whoa. Tyler, you know when you hit gold, but you don't know it?
You know when you hit
colors are cool.
You know when you hit gold on something that shouldn't have hit gold?
Hey man,
right? And
I
you
like laughing. Fuck off.
And you almost feel like I didn't earn that.
Yeah, yeah.
I got better. That was some of my worst.
And
You're
then
not
all
gonna
my
take this
family
feeling of joy away from me.
Oh
you
no, I'm not
dick.
trying to take away the feeling of joy.
And then all my family's like, yeah, you're right. You didn't earn that, but I earned it
because I did this.
because I'm older than you.
That's what I was saying with it. It's worse. I feel like it's worse when it's people who are a year older than you.
Yep.
Where it's just like,
Tyler, do you remember when me and you we played a fall league softball team for a while, and it was the first season we played. One of the funnest things, we would just hang out and got to go ahead and play some, just for the fun of it, baseball. It was great. Second year, there was a coach. The whole team was people made up of 21 to 24-year-olds. We were 21, 20 maybe.
Yeah.
We had the coach was 1 year older than us and would absolutely just yell at us if we didn't run out to our positions, and
like this isn't fucking.
he'd be like, "I'm gonna
grade.
bench you if you don't start running. Where's your nut cups?" And all. And like,
I'm paying to be here. You're not gonna fucking
I
bench me.
paid
Jesus.
to play this for fun league because I wanted to just like get out with some
After
friends
the third
and play
game,
a game.
we stopped.
Yeah, we literally paid the money in and then just stopped going because that dude was such a fucking douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
It was. I feel like I paid money to get out, which was worth it. To just not
Sure
go.
was.
But then to like get it almost felt good to get the texts every fucking, what was it, Sunday league that we were playing?
Yeah.
Every fucking Sunday to get a text like, "Are you sure you can't show up today? Like, we're not going to be able to play because we don't have one more person." I'm like,
I'm not about to get yelled at for 2 games in a row because we'd always do double headers. So I'm like, I'm not about to get yelled at for 2 games in a row because I didn't run fast enough to my position.
Everyone is
in slow
drunk
pitch
as
softball.
shit.
Yeah.
The whole people didn't even bring water; they just brought beer and shit.
yeah, everyone's drunk as shit. Like no one gives a fuck. Like it's purely for fun.
It's like they didn't understand that God was watching over them. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I think it's so. Do you guys have the issue where when you think something is funny, you can't help but yell it out, even if it's super inappropriate? And like you hear something funny and you're like, I thought of a funny response. I have to say it. Like I can't just suppress it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because maybe I don't know if I want to say it actually.
do it.
Go for
You've
it.
already committed.
So we were, one of my finals for a class I had as a research class was we had to write a grant proposal, and then the entire class acted as a group of panelists that would judge your grant and if they would want to fund you or not. And they were reviewing mine, and one of the categories we had to write about in the grant was accessibility. Like what are we going to do to ensure accessibility? And I didn't write that section. I just mailed in that assignment. Got funded though. I was one of the 5 out of 30 that got funded. Just want to point that out. I'm very, very smart because I do well in school and I'm better than you. And they were talking about accessibility, and they were like, "Yeah, the biggest issue I had, it didn't have anything about accessibility." And in my mind was to go, "That's because I want Abel's only."
No. But like those kind of intrusive jokes that are just, they're bad.
Because it hit my head and I was like, "Hey, Tori, that's funny and it's going to shock people when you say it.
Yeah, the
you
shock
need to yell it
value.
out immediately." But then I was like, "Oh, we're in a very quiet room," and it was 7:45 in the morning.
Yep.
And I like quietly leaned over to the kid next to me and I was like, because I only want Abel's there. Because I had to say it one way or another.
Oh no.
Uh-huh. So that goes back to that.
It's like those good jokes that make everyone uncomfortable, and then you just sit and you're just fucking pleased about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Just absolutely
Yeah.
fucking pleased. I can't even think of scenarios because I do it so fucking often.
I know.
Especially with people who
Which is
are
weird 'cause,
severely uncomfortable with it.
Especially because, like, it sometimes can be hard to, like, find jokes in things when I'm so sad after my dad left. But
I do that shit all the fucking
What's
time.
wrong with you?
Anytime I'm in the wrong with something, I always try and make it like a fake pity party for myself. Like if I'm late to class.
that's the move. Big mood 2018,
That is
all right?
a big mood 2018. I've been doing that. I have an instructor who I've just kept up the dad joke with him, so he just has no idea if it's real. Yeah, he has no idea if it's real or not. And I like woke up late one day and I was late to class, and I'm the only one in that class. So he's like, Tyler, T, big T. Let me tell you something. Like I woke up to that text from him and he's like, I don't want to be sitting in this classroom alone like a fucking idiot waiting for you to show up. And I was just like, and I ran there and I fucking walked in and he's like, oh, we good to start now? And I was like, yeah, sorry. I just, this is the anniversary of my dad leaving. So, I mean, it's a pretty rough time of year for me. And just like,
That's a good one.
he was like, oh, buddy, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, I'm just shitting with you.
Oh my god, I'm too nice for shit like that. I should try that.
That's the thing, Taylor. You need to sever your like ties with being like, oh god, like don't take it seriously. If you don't make the joke real after by like addressing its jokehood, then you're good.
Better even.
Then you're good because people are gonna as long as you have a delivery for it, people are gonna know you're joking, and if they don't, they're idiots. Usually.
And it's hilarious to keep it going, though.
Oh, yeah. Because if you can commit to it enough, people are like, is he joking? I don't know. And it's the best.
Or just, I remember one specific occasion where
Many moons ago it was.
it was exactly what you're saying, where it's just like a joke comes into your head and you're just like, oh boy, this is bad. Don't do it. I'm doing it. And just seeing what happens. It was at my old job. And my boss, I came in late. I'm always late. I'm perpetually late for everything. And I had told my boss this is like 3 years ago now. I was just like, yeah, I'm going on a date tomorrow or something. So, might be late tomorrow, just as like a joke. And she was like, no, you're not. I have the ability to fire you. And I showed up the next day late. And
On purpose or?
no, just like I had woken because I was out until like fucking 3 a.m.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And then I had...
He was playing D&D.
I had come in and it was me, my friend Ian, who was also a manager, and then our boss, like our general manager. And I'd come in late and I had a headache because I was just up so late. And I had just been like, oh God, no one, please talk to me. Just let me do my work and just don't fucking speak to me. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, so how'd the date go then? Instantly, my head was like, oh boy, I have a really funny thing. Don't do it. I'm going to do it. And I look at her and I was like, I don't know. You want to smell my fingers? Good thing is it delivered really fucking well. She laughed so fucking hard. And my friend Ian has a laugh like you, Tori, that you're doing right now.
Just silent.
Where the funnier something is, the quieter the laugh is. Not a fucking sound came out of him, and he like collapsed to the floor. That was the riskiest joke I've ever made, but serious payoff.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I have a moment that's
Big mood.
That's sort of similar to what you're talking about. The more I think about it, I worked at an outdoor pool when I was younger.
Were you the pool boy?
No, I was a lifeguard.
The sexy pool boy?
Yeah, I was a sexy lifeguard.
I love me a man who gets wet.
So one day we were just, doing our jobs, lifeguarding, whatever. And then our manager calls us in.
It's just our job. Some call us heroes. I just say I'm doing my job.
No, you don't gotta thank me. I mean, thank me, but you don't gotta thank me.
On our big break for the day, when we switched like guards out to shift, he gathered everybody into the guard hut, is what we called it, which is just like the big.
I'm so sorry to cut in again, but I'm just thinking of an elaborate changing of the guards. There's like a 21 gun salute every time they go off shit.
But with those
everyone has to get out.
tubes.
Everyone has to get out of the pool and
flag.
Go on.
So he calls everyone into the meeting, and he's like, "All right, everybody. There have been reports of a man undressing himself and touching himself inappropriately on the bushes on the outside of the fence. So we need to understand that if this happens or someone sees this, to tell a manager immediately so we can call the cops on him." And immediately I raised my hand and Nick was like, "Yes." I'm like, "Can we call him the bushwhacker?" And he just looked at me with this dead stare, and everyone lost their shit. And we called him the bushwhacker from then on.
That's how you do it.
We've got sightings of the bushwhacker on East Fence. Sightings of the bushwhacker on East Fence.
We gotta take him down, boys. Justice will be served this day.
God bless our lifeguards.
I think another thing that you're kind of describing is just being witty in general, too. It's fun to be witty.
It is.
What? Go on, sorry.
No, I was just going to say there's potential for trouble, though.
Oh, absolutely.
To what respect
I give no one respect.
do we give
the troops?
the military?
None.
No, the military versus people in ROTC.
I fucking love JROTC memes.
No, not J. ROTC.
What's the fucking difference?
JROTC is high school.
High school shooters.
Which
yeah.
It isn't. Well, okay, to be fair,
they wear digital camo pants every fucking day. Like
they don't even issue digital camo.
No,
they bought them.
Yeah, they bought them like they're fucking headed to Afghanistan as soon as they're done with gym.
And they purchased them on our sponsor for today, Amazon. If you want to go on Amazon Prime, if you're a student like us, you can get it for just $50 a year. You know what that gets you? That gets you movies. That gets you TV shows.
I don't think
Gets
I'm
you
a
music.
student anymore.
2-day shipping.
Bazinga. No, because someone was explaining. A friend of mine was like, "Yeah, like my boyfriend, like I don't know, like I like really like him and stuff like that, and he's in the military." And I'm like, "Oh, so like where'd you meet him?" He's like, "Oh, at school." And I'm like, he's like, "Does he go to your school?" She's like, "Yeah, he goes." I'm like, "Well, then he's not." Then he's not in the military. What do you mean? She's like, "Well, he's in ROTC." And I'm like,
that's fucking play. That's play military.
like, all you're saying is
let's
like,
play soldier.
I think I might be in the military. Like,
I've played Call of Duty too.
to be fair, I think, in all fairness, I think ROTC, college level ROTC, is you have already committed to 3 years in the service after graduation.
Oh, boo fucking who? You learned how to fold a flag.
Oh, God, we are going to get beat the fuck up if we go outside.
No, because, and I, like, they were explaining it to me, and I think that they had been bamboozled, because, of course, the ROTC person is going to talk about it as if, like, well, yeah, like, I'm not saying you should get on your knees when I walk past, but...
An Apache helicopter could show up at my house any moment and tell me we gotta go. We need the heroes to fucking invade Kuwait. And
yeah,
I'm
like all you do is go for a jog every 2 weeks, like, and like occasionally like help clean shit. And
Fuck that.
And they were like, well, you don't respect our military. I'm like, he's not in the military. He's not in the.
I did not fucking ask them to join the military. I don't give one fuck. Like, I'm not gonna.
There is a bit of an attitude where it's like, it's something like, I'm gonna do something for you, and then you need to thank me on your fucking hands and knees like I'm God. But that's a different story. I know the ROTC, like, they were trying to, like, well, no, you don't understand it. I dated someone for years who was in ROTC, and I know a lot about it. So you're not gonna bamboozle me with your bullshit about that. Taylor, you seem like this subject makes you uncomfortable.
A little bit.
You go to no, I don't give a fuck. You go to a ball once a year. You wear your uniform that
you're
they
not
gave
taking,
you.
I went
you're
to
not
that
taking,
ball.
Yeah.
You're not taking.
I'm not taking account of the fact that they could be deployed at any second.
No,
Not
no,
my
no,
fucking
no, no,
problem.
no, no.
ROTC cannot be deployed. They are not
That makes
active
them even
duty.
lesser.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that normally people who are in said military programs are real big and scary, and I am weak and feeble.
No.
Oh yeah, fucking right.
I'm
They usually
look.
have an IQ of
My
like
buddy
30.
Jordan,
I'm
the
kidding.
same one that was with me during that scary story with the guy at the knife that had the limp. He's in the military. I'm gonna. You know what? I have more. Like, yeah, ROTC student. Sure, I don't. You haven't done shit yet. Jordan served in an active combat. Not an active. I don't think we have combat zones right now. He served in an active zone, and he was like, you know, the whole shebang. Bombing, had issues where guns were pulled on him. I have more respect for that. But if you're an ROTC and getting a full ride through school right now, I'm not gonna fucking bow down to you.
I think here, like, I like to
This
make
is
fun
the
of it.
millennial podcast through and through.
I like to make fun of it, but what I will say is that
You wish you had the balls to join the military because the Navy is the #1 troops.
no.
have
No,
a
what
friend
I'm
in the
gonna say
Navy.
is I don't
Weeb.
like. I'm not gonna fucking bow. I don't think anyone actually expects me to like bow down and worship them. I think it's the people who have never actually been in active
That's what
combat
it
or
is.
anything. I have worked with now 3 people who have been in active combat, and I followed a podcast and like a blog of someone who had been in active combat as well.
Yep.
And all of them have been like never like I would have never even known they were in the military unless
They don't.
like
yeah,
brought it up.
they're not
or
going to bring it
anything.
up. It's the people who
I
haven't
think
done
what's
shit that talk about it.
atrocious is the fact that all of them are like not all of them. 2 of the 3 had severe PTSD, like severe PTSD, and like they were getting like little to no support afterwards. It's like everything is like join the military, you'll be the fucking true hero, and then they get back and like. Again, 2 of the 3 of them had attempted suicide because of their experiences in the military.
Yeah.
And there was nothing for them when they came back.
Yeah. I guess, okay, we sound really, really bad. And I get that. And like, I want to make it clear right now.
I think the military as a concept is like, and the care that, like, they want 18-year-olds to fight their wars and basically die for them. And then
It's-
when they
it's one
get
of those
back,
things-
it's nothing.
the individuals rather than the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the whole as a concept is super shitty. There is a spider on the ceiling. I'm quaking in my boots.
Hey, buddy.
Fucking kill that piece of shit.
Got him. Bazinga.
You're a real soldier, Tony.
arms
You are a
of
real
the
hero.
Bow down. Bow down.
angels.
Where's my digital?
I will, because you are a real hero.
It's starting to get humid out, so like spiders are starting to try to find
yeah.
dry spots.
yeah, I
bugs
just
in
think the
general.
military as a concept is absolutely fucking despicable.
Whoa.
See, like,
That's a bit bold.
no, I share sentiments of these things that you guys are saying, but I'm too much of a pussy to say anything about it. Because if this gets out to any person who's just like, oh, I don't agree with them, like some big meathead, I'm just gonna walk around the street and there's gonna be like, hey, you're that guy from that Shapeless, beat you up. And I'm just terrified of people because I'm a puss.
You got 2 issues with that. Number 1, no one watches our shit. No one. We have no viewers, and no one gives a shit what some fucking pale ass redhead has to say. Or you. You don't even get a description. People care what Tyler has to say.
Yeah.
He's you know, he's got good. Number 2, they're not fucking big meatheads. The fuck are you talking about? Especially the people like ROTC,
Yeah,
fucking weebs, all of them,
well, I mean, like-
the whole lot of them.
their average height is like what, 5'7", 5'8". I'm sitting here at 5'5".
I'll protect you.
Fucking
My scrawny ass.
What the fuck?
What a weird.
What is happening?
What a weird sentence to say in unison. But my favorite one, going back to like the sort of inappropriate joke thing. One of my favorite things is if someone's in the military, they like mention like because they can't help themselves, but go like. Yeah, and like I was like eating a bagel and I'm in the military, but like I put peanut butter on it and I'll be like, oh, what branch of the military? And they'll be like, oh, the Air Force. I'm like, oh, so like the pussy branch. And then Oh, dude, Tyler.
Regardless of branch, you always say pussy branch.
So yeah, Navy, Air Force, Army.
Always say the pussy branch.
I would be like, oh, so like, yeah, the pussy branch. They're like, you're not really doing, and they're like, what? No, dude, we're like the fucking coolest branch of, and then they fucking explode and die, and it's
foam at the
amazing.
mouth.
I saw actual foam come out of Tori's mouth.
It's amazing. Oh, it's so good. It's like, it's one of life's pleasure because regardless, every single time they react exactly like that. It was a perfect impression.
It's a good bit.
It's a good bit. You know, it's an even better bit. The outro.
Good segue. I liked that.
You know what's
Gold star for you.
Let me tell you what's better than a good segue.
Not acknowledging.
Calling out that it's a good segue and not actually pursuing the segue.
Anyway, thanks for watching Baseless Claims. Excuse me for trying to be fucking punctual.
This episode really was just all baseless claims.
Yeah, it really was.
Sure was.
Oh yeah, I love it.
We're true to form. So yeah, thanks for watching or listening. If you feel inclined to, go ahead and leave a comment or tweet at any one of us. We're always looking for more feedback and interactions. Leave us something to talk about on the podcast.
If you want to send me death threats because you're in the military, go for it.
Yeah. Or if you want to explain a little bit more.
On an unrelated note, if Tyler would happen to get a message or a death threat from someone, we do have an opening coming up in Shapeless, coming up in about a month, because then this episode will be out for a little bit. Then, yeah.
They know how to use guns.
They do.
Not well.
Yeah, but I mean, anyone can learn how to use a gun.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
You just go to a gun show.
Yeah, and you just fucking pick one up. You're just like, I want that one. Here you go.
This is
How
America.
unstable are you? Quite.
So anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Again, go ahead and leave comments wherever. And we will be back in 2 weeks.
We will be back in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you, American troops.
We'll be better next time.
No, we won't.